Welcome back. As earlier mentioned at the beginning of this program, the 23rd Nigerian Economic Summit begins today in Abuja with the theme Opportunities, Productivity and Employment, Actualizing the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. It is majorly focused on how to grow the economy through the Economic Recovery Growth Plan mandate. Now, I'm being joined by the Director of Advocacy and Research at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Vincent Wani. We will be looking at the ERGP and what the state governments can actually bring to the table towards achieving the success. Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, looking at the theme of this year's Economic Summit, opportunity, productivity, and employment, that's actualizing the ERGP. How apt is this theme at this time?
Yes, this theme is very timely, and it suits the mood of the nation as far as economic condition and the realities on ground is concerned. You know, about a month or plus ago, Nigeria just came out from a very hurting recession, you know, but again, the environment is still very, can I say, challenging, but, you know, so how do we make this growth sustainable and ensure that in the near term that we don't fall back to what we have seen over the last 1 year plus? You know, that is why this topic, this theme of NESG Summit this year is very timely and apt. You know, it tries to see how do we take away growth from one commodity, oil, and the revenue coming, you know, diversifying the economy and make sure that the people, you know, looking at the people. It ties down to even the global message now. The hunger just finished, and it's all about people. Productivity, it's talking about employment, making sure prosperity comes through the people. And so we're happy that they are talking about employment, creating opportunity. The unemployment number now, as reported by the National Data Authority, NBS, is not really encouraging. Youth and unemployment is very, very high. Aggregate unemployment, even underemployment for people that are working, they are collecting far less than what it takes to make somebody adequate to be it a graduate or somebody that is an artisan, you know, very, very low. A lot of graduates now, you say they have job. How much are you receiving? 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira is far less than $200 in a month. You know, so this topic will address all of this. But again, moving from words of mouth and conference, communique and decisions right, and policies to actions and results have always been the problem. The NESG over the days, the 23rd, I've never fallen short in terms of coming up with the best papers and channeling to the right authority. You know, they looked at education at some point, they looked at agriculture at some point. We're still
last year was made in Nigeria.
Exactly, huge problems in this sector. So the issue now, find the topic great and it's timely, but taking this paper and doing something about this paper, implementing this policy, remains where we always get it wrong. And this is a very important message to the authorities concerned. Well,
I'm sure that we would still have more time to really discuss that as the week goes on. Now, looking at ERGP as a major economic blueprint of the government for now, how critical, you know, is the role of the state governments in actually achieving this ERGP, the success, ensuring the success of this plan vis-a-vis, okay, we talked about this employment, diversification, and infrastructure growth?
The states and the state governments are so critical in achieving the mandates of the ERGP, Economic Recovery and Growth Plan of the government. If you look at the thrust of that policy or mandate, it talks about growth for this year, for next year, and over the next 3. It's a 3-year plan anyway. You know, it talks about flow of foreign direct investment. It talks about investment by the locals. It talks about the conditions, you know, lower interest rates, land reforms, you know, exchange, and every other thing. And I just want to pick one of them. From January to June, ending of June, about $2.65 billion US flowed into, that's capital importation, FDI into the country. Only 6 states benefited. 30 states didn't get a cent of dollar out of this. Only 30 states. In fact, worrisome about it is that Lagos State got over 90% of that, about 2.5 billion You know, other states, just, including the Ogun State that is closer to getting around $10 million. So you see that states they have a long way to go to tap into this this policy, because only that is the only way we are going to see the diversification we are talking about. A lot of reforms need to happen. And we are not putting the blames all on the states. Not at all. The structure, economic structure of the country makes it very difficult for states to take very impressive steps to do a lot of things. Talk about a lot of things we see in the exclusive list. Right now, the state on its own cannot even mine or incentivize exploration of natural resources in the state, you know, because it is in the exclusive list. Even investment into the state is a big problem, because you get a company to establish in your state, you tar the road, you give the power, you know, so that they will employ your people. The only incentive is that when they finally employ the people from that state, they pay, you know, labor tax is the only thing that go to the state. The VAT consuming, you know, the VAT company, the company tax, and every education, every other thing goes to Abuja. That is the reason why federal government have gone to all the states, take everything, and makes it very difficult for them to innovate. So at the end of the day, when federal government have taken everything to Abuja, the states also follow them through their Commission of Finance to Abuja. So this model have not helped, because we're not seeing competition among the states, we're not seeing innovation, and we're not seeing them doing enough, you know, to begin to diversify and make sure that they explore their own potentials.